This is music, and this is a cassette tape edition of songs from the Pukebox. Welcome back to Songs from the Pukebox. It's just a What's Spinning series, but it has a terrible title, I know. In these videos, I just show and talk about some of the music I've been listening to over the last week or so. So yeah, What's Spinning? Now, this is a cassette tape edition. So I've been listening to a bunch of cassette tapes, and here are some of them. Up first, we got this one here, Ty Warden, Land of Stone, out on Dying Victims Productions, and it has this really cool shell here with this tower on it. Very simple, but this might be, if not my favorite, one of my favorite cassette shell designs by Dying Victims. So this is doom metal, and this cover artwork with this kind of barren yet majestic mountain range or whatever it is captures the music quite well. So doom metal with quite simple riffs. That's where the barrenness kind of comes in, but at the same time, the guitar tone is so rich and bottom heavy that it adds a sense of kind of majesty to the whole thing. Really good stuff. Heavy, but not super slow. Doom metal with just cool, simplistic riffs. They get the job done. The songs are very well put together, and there's this just nice combination of simple riffs and a heavy guitar tone. There might even be a kind of maybe a slightly sludgy undercurrent, like in sludge metal to this, but it's quality, solid, heavy, majestic, yet barren and desolate doom metal, the way we like doom metal. Up next, we have this one here, Mirror Blind Tales. This is a demo tape from 1991. Quite professional looking demo tape, I must say. And this here is absolutely fantastic. It's a traditional heavy metal from 1991. That in itself is an anomaly, and it's just full of Iron Maiden love, and of course I'm a sucker for that. It starts out with a prelude with kind of a witch, an evil stepmother, perhaps doing the mirror mirror on the wall, blah blah blah. And then the mirror shatters, and she screams out in terror. And then the first song, Mirror Blind, kicks in with an epic kind of organ intro, and then just kicks into a fantastic traditional heavy metal song with a an Iron Maiden esque bass line. If you hear it, you know what I mean. And just a great heavy metal song with epic features, twin guitars, catchy chorus. Um, the next song, The Traveler, same thing. Even better chorus in my opinion. Fantastic riffs, great guitar solos, and the last track, Circle of Stone. While the two other tracks kind of lean a little bit more into Iron Maiden, Circle of Stone has a really cool riff that reminds me a bit of Operation Mindcrime and Empire era, Queensryche. So just fantastic, straight up traditional heavy metal with a slight epic bend. The vocals might be a bit of an acquired taste. I quite like him, and I like what he does when he kind of seems to deliberately go off key. It makes it very powerful. Um, at times, he also reminds me a little bit of Biff from Saxon, especially in the last track. So this is an awesome demo tape. If you like traditional heavy metal and you come across a copy of this demo tape, you pick it up if it's not too expensive, because it's a gem. Up next, we have this one here, Delta City by New. And this one is out on this tasty silver shell. This is it's an EP, by the way. High Warden, that was also an EP. And this is punky speed metal with shouty and screamy vocals. So it might not be, you know, up everybody's alleys, or whatever. But I quite like it. It's demented in the vocals and very punky speed metal, but kind of surprisingly, perhaps they go into very, very melodic twin guitar harmony sections, and it works really well with this more rough around the edges and dirty, punky speed metal. So, a nice, short, sharp shock of just a speed metal EP, dirty, but with, some surprisingly melodic parts. Really enjoyable stuff. Up next, we have this one here, Riverge Back Thrash. So it's out on kind of a retro kind of, I think they're called Chrome cassette tapes. And this is a Japanese thrash metal band. I have one of their, I guess, I never really figured out whether that was an album or a mini album or whatever, but I have another release on CD, which was very Slayer-esque. This one here is much, much more, I would say, crossover thrashy. The vocals are kind of the same style because it's the same vocalist, kind of shouty vocals. But man, some really fast songs, borderline Wehrmacht in places, that kind of level of being super fast. And then you just got some hardcore punk riffs popping up all over the place, intertwined with straight up thrash metal. Fast, furious, crossover thrash. Um, Half of the songs, maybe half is too much. Yeah, actually, half of the songs are live songs, and they're really rough around the edges from some underground gig, I think. So if you like that do-it-yourself punky attitude and you want some rough around the edges live stuff, they got you covered too. Good stuff. We got some more thrash. This one here, SNF, acting like a fool, out on this gray cassette shell. And SNF stands for Sex No Future. And this is the demo tape basically that got released on a label. So that's cool. Burning Coffin. Also kind of crossover thrash. Very rough around the edges production wise, but that's cool. That kind of adds authenticity. Um, you got a bunch of songs on side one and three songs on side two. And some of the songs are the kind of like more like skits in a way, kind of humor stuff, like you would hear in a lot of the more kind of funny crossover thrash from the late 80s, early 90s, and this is in that style. There are some really cool riffs and quite punky vocals, and just nice crossover thrash across the board. They're not reinventing anything, but it works and it's good fun and it's crossover thrash and it's underground. What more do we want? You know what I mean? Up next, we have this one here, Spiker Heavy Metal Macht, out on Dying Victims Productions as well. Also on a white shell, also pretty cool looking, but I do like the High Warden cassette shell better. So this is also an EP. Um, I guess, I'm not sure, maybe it's a mini album. It has 5 tracks on it, on three on side one and two on side two. I guess it's an EP. I don't know. So straight up old school traditional heavy metal with shouty vocals and lyrics in German. So that doesn't get more metal than that. And the songs are really cool. I mean, it's kind of a throwback to early 80s metal with, hints of, I guess, new wave of British heavy metal inspired music, but also for sure the German metal scene at the time. Uh, Great high energy heavy metal songs with some, um, I would say, hard rock popping up every now and then. Very enjoyable. If you just like your traditional metal, check this out. I particularly like Teufelskreis and Der Rock, der springt. And also, so those are on side one, and then or rather on side Stickel, and that's side one. Side two is Side Gang, I guess. And on side two, Rock Mania is a pretty damn good song too. Worth checking out if you like your traditional heavy metal. And that also goes for this one here, Tension, Decay, also out on Dying Victims, on this kind of classy black shell. 8 tracks on it, traditional heavy metal too, very good stuff. I like the vocals, I like the riffs. The songs are again, it's kind of retro music. I don't know if I would consider this to be like new wave of traditional heavy metal in that sense, like they're trying to sound like an 80s band, but they use all those kind of stylistic trappings of 80s heavy metal. But this one has more of a kind of an updated feel to it, and it's really good. I like the songs, great choruses too, nice guitar solos, and a pretty good guitar tone as well. Um, Again, it's not super innovative, but it gets the job done, and it's quality heavy metal. And up last, um, yeah, so most of this is new stuff, right? And then we had Mirror Blind, which is an older release, and now we have an even older release, Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, on this very neutral looking cassette shell with a gray label on it. And I think it was gray all along. Sometimes what happens is kind of, really white labels, they turn gray with time, but I think this one was always gray. Uh, I think this is a great album. A lot of people kind of say they acknowledge it's good, but they don't like it as much as some of the earlier releases. This one has the two massive hits on it, We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock. And I love those songs. I still dig them. I still enjoy them. But there are some really cool songs on here too, like more deep cut songs that I like just as much. For example, I mean, the title track, Stay Hungry, high energy, fantastic. Burn in Hell starts out with its doomy, dark introduction, and then it just kicks into a super fun, straight up heavy metal song with some cool riffs and fantastic choruses, sing along friendly. And then you have the two-parter, the horror area, the beginning with the creepy Captain Howdy song, and Street Justice as well. I prefer Captain Howdy a little bit over Street Justice just because the Captain Howdy song is so demented and creepy. Uh, Fantastic stuff. He says at some point he sings something along the lines of, "Oh, you thought you were going home to sleep in your little beds? Well, you can't sleep if you're dead." So there you go. Uh, awesome stuff. I also really like Don't Let Me Down. The Beast and SMF are fantastic too. There is a ballad called The Price, which normally I don't care that much for that one, but this time around when I listened to it, I actually quite liked it. So I think this is a great Twisted Sister album. I think it's just as good as the previous one. As all of their albums, I like them all equally, to be honest. Even Love is for Suckers, although it's kind of an anomaly. Uh, Great stuff. If you are, I would say, if you're looking to get into 80s metal, you don't know where to start. This might be a good place to start, just because it was so iconic, and it has some really good deep cuts on it, and it also has their two greatest hits. So fantastic stuff. So there you go. Some underground stuff, some less underground stuff, some new stuff, some old stuff. I enjoyed listening to all of these cassettes, as I always do. But as usual, check him out, see if you like him, and pick him up if you like him. Leave him for someone else if you don't like him. Except from the Mirror Blind demo, if you come across a copy that's fairly priced, buy it, pick it up. If you don't like it, give it to someone because that one deserves more love and attention. Thanks for watching.